Mark, hi. Thanks for joining us today. You were speaking at the CIO Dialogue. Would you like to introduce yourself, but also give us a few words on your presentation earlier today?
So I'm Mark Fabes. I'm the Vice President of Technology for Starbucks for the EMEA region. Been with Starbucks for 6 months, and today I shared the story of how Starbucks are enhancing the customer experience with the use of digital technology. So how are we improving the way the customer transacts, engages with us? How can we make their experience more personal when they come into a Starbucks store?
So Mark, what has been your focus during the past couple of years? So you've been at Starbucks for 6 months. So in your capacity of seasoned senior IT professional, what projects have you focused on in the past couple of years?
I think the projects have been all around the digital space, and it's been that change in customer perception about how they wish to engage, interact and operate with brands, and how technology, people and data helps to enhance that experience. So many of the things I've been working on have been both the physical experience of the customer interacting with brands, but also how we make best use of mobile technology and data to make that a more personal experience for them as well.
So Mark, what is driving the shift towards digital for your company? You mentioned earlier and in your presentation, customer experience is a huge focus. Can you develop on that and tell us a little bit more?
Yeah, I think it's a customer expectation. It's everyone has a mobile device. It's almost like the remote control in their life. It's everything they do is based around the devices that they carry, and it's a recognition that that's the way that they wish to interact with their most favourite brands. And we need to ensure that we can interact in the same way. We offer them that experience they're looking for, and it doesn't degrade from the overall brand experience they're asking for.
So what milestones do you need to achieve, or what do you need to get right to make sure that you succeed?
I think we need to make sure that operationally our customers are not feeling any change in the way that they order the product from us, the way they experience the brand, and also making sure that our partners that operate in Starbucks and serve all of our customers are not seeing any change in the way they do things, and if anything, it's enabling them to have a more hospitable and a more personal experience with our customers. So it's making sure that we're not slowing down the process, we're not impacting the customer experience in a negative way. We're only enhancing that experience that the customer feels when coming into a Starbucks store.
So in your answer just now, you mentioned a few things that you're currently working on, a few projects underway. If you had to pick one major transformation project, either completed or still working on it, what would it be?
The major one has been rolling out mobile order and pay to the UK market. So we have just completed sort of nearly 420 stores now. So now we're starting to see the results of that and the benefits that that's delivering both to our store and our customers. So our next phase is how do we move into perhaps a more personal engagement with our customers. Now we're asking them, and they are actually starting to transact with us in a different way.
So my next question was going to be, how is mobile and social networking impacting operations and customer experience? You've already answered that. Mobile is definitely a focus for Starbucks at the moment. If you'd like to expand a little bit on that, and let's look at your expectations for mobile and how it's going to impact the customer journey in the near future.
I think my expectations for the next 6 to 12 months is starting to create a more using data to create a more personal customer experience, as I keep alluding to. Really what we want to know about our customers. They are quite happy for us to know more about them, therefore we can personalise the experience they have in Starbucks. And we have to be aware of the immediacy now that mobile brings to the transaction, but also we want to be in a position that we're not disadvantaging our partners in store, and they're able to be part of that changing customer engagement, that changing customer journey. And actually they're enjoying that change in interaction with the customer.
So mobile is one of the technologies that you're implementing at the moment. What other new technologies are you investigating, tracking, or playing with?
I think an area where we are starting to look at and trying to understand the benefits is around the Internet of Things. There's plenty of opportunity from the equipment that we have sitting in our stores through monitoring, proactive maintenance and understanding, whether a product, something needs to be replaced, cleaned, filtered, so getting a sense of how equipment is operating well in our store. But also there may be an opportunity to think about whether you can link a customer journey to a piece of equipment, whether that's digital signage, it's a screen within the drive-through. So perhaps we're starting to recognise when a customer's becoming within close proximity of the store, and we're aware of what they want to order, we're perhaps even aware of what they've ordered previously, and we're able to try and surface that information to make them feel like we really know them and understand them.
So the Internet of Things, definitely something that Starbucks is looking at, the potential of it, the capabilities of it. Is it something that you are in a position to potentially invest in the next 6 to 12 months? Or are you still at that stage where you're assessing capabilities, looking at what fits, what doesn't?
Yeah, I think it's let's look at it, let's assess, let's understand the impact of it. We all know the Internet of Things is there, is here, but we also know it produces an incredible amount of data. So all of a sudden you've got to start thinking about your infrastructure, network services, all of the supporting technologies that allows you, one, to capture the data and do something with it. And is it going to be real-time analytics? Is it going to be slightly behind the curve? It's about understanding the impact of linking things to our network and collecting data about them. That's going to take the largest amount of thinking, I think.
So a lot of change, obviously, a lot of disruption in the digital roadmap. Now going ahead, do you see the creation of either new roles or major changes in existing ones brought by the digital transformation?
Yeah, I do. I think we're going to start to need continued expertise in cloud computing, continued expertise around network capability and understanding that, and in the data space for sure, it's around what are you doing with this huge amount of data. So the whole sort of area of data scientists, how you're using that data. We're seeing some real shifts in the type of thinking and capabilities that we need in IT compared to where we were 2 or 3 years ago.
Now, a wrap-up question. What would be your top tips for a peer, a CIO peer, starting their digital journey?
I think if you're in a consumer-facing industry or in a consumer-facing sector, is understand the customer. Be very customer-centric in the way you think about these things. Also, it has to be incredibly cross-functional. This is not about technology. This is all sorts of business functions are impacted by the move into digital. Customer service, you mentioned that before. You start to allow customers to interact with your customer services via mobile, then all of a sudden you've got immediate responses coming in from customers. They're expecting an immediate answer. You've got pictures of product that aren't quite up to spec coming in. So there's a whole plethora of business functions that need to be considered when you're embarking on the digital journey. And I guess that from a technology perspective, you're at the forefront of that because it's all going to be underpinned by technology. You've just got to be very cognizant and aware of the impact it's going to have around the business and be at the forefront of that change and making sure people are aware of those changes.
Mark, thank you very much for joining us today. Lovely chatting to you, and we're looking forward to seeing you again soon at the CIO Dialogue.
Okay, thank you.